I found my boyfriend's hidden phone. I wish he was cheating. Me and my boyfriend had been together for just over 6 months. It was my first real relationship, and I fell for him faster than I ever thought possible. We met at the coffee shop where I studied every Saturday. At first, it was just stolen glances across the room, then awkward conversations, then coffee dates that turned into dinners, movie nights, and weekends that somehow always ended with us curled up on his couch. He remembered everything about me: my favorite candy, the books I loved, the way I hated thunderstorms unless someone was sitting beside me. Everyone told me people like him didn't exist. I believed I'd found the exception. The first strange thing happened during a sleepover. Around 2 in the morning, I woke to use the bathroom and heard a phone vibrating somewhere in his bedroom. His actual phone was charging beside the bed. The sound stopped before I could find it. The next morning, I asked him about it. He laughed and opened every drawer in front of me. "See? You're imagining things." I apologized. A few weeks later, it happened again. This time, the vibration came from his closet. He slept through it. I couldn't ignore it anymore. Buried beneath old blankets inside a dusty shoebox was a second phone. It wasn't locked. The wallpaper made my stomach drop. It was me, sleeping, curled up in his bed. Not a selfie. Someone else had taken it. My hands started shaking as I opened the gallery. There were thousands of pictures. Every single one was of me. Me reading alone at the coffee shop months before we ever met. Me waiting for the bus after work. Me laughing with friends outside the library. Me unlocking my apartment door. Me asleep in my own bedroom through my second-floor window. Some photos were taken from impossible angles, like whoever followed me had been watching for years. I checked the dates. The oldest picture was taken almost 3 years before we met, long before he ever spoke to me, long before he supposedly noticed me at the cafe. There were folders too, one labeled Schedule, another labeled Parents, another simply called Future. My chest tightened as I opened it. Inside were screenshots of apartments near my workplace, jewelry I'd saved online, wedding venues, children's names. There was even a scanned copy of my birth certificate. My birthday wasn't a lucky guess. He had known it all along. I kept scrolling until I found voice recordings. Curiosity overpowered fear. I pressed play. It was my voice. Phone calls I'd made while walking home, conversations I'd had inside my apartment, even arguments with my mother. He had been recording me before I even knew his name. A floorboard creaked behind me. "Emily." His voice was soft, calm. I froze. "Emily." He sounded closer now. I didn't turn around. I heard slow footsteps stop just behind me. I expected panic, anger, an explanation. Instead, he laughed. Quietly at first, then harder, like someone who had finally stopped pretending. "I was hoping you'd find it someday," he whispered. "What?" My voice barely came out. "Because now," he said, "you finally know how long I've loved you." I turned around. His smile was the same one that had made me fall for him. Only now it looked wrong, empty. He gently held up his real phone. A notification appeared on the hidden one in my hands. Storage full. He smiled wider. "Happy anniversary, sweetheart." We had only been dating for 6 months. He had been celebrating a very different anniversary. Follow for more NPC-approved stories.